Hi Deborah, it's Gwendolyn here. I hope you've had a good week. Really great to see your next essays. I know it's been more than 24 hours, but still really good to see that you're progressing through the course. I know if you're working, it takes some time to do the coursework and actually do the writing. So well done for getting the next set of essays to me. Let's go ahead and look at your next essay here, your task 2 on should humans adapt to technology. Yeah, I thought you did a good job here, Deborah, coming up with some good vocabulary words. Your lexical resource score in this essay was pretty good. And I can tell that you attempted to answer the task response, both sides of the questions on the task response. And you had some good ideas, but I do think we could have improved on those ideas. We could make them better, stronger, and particularly in the P2, a lot more relevant to the task response. So by that I mean, so in the task 2, the P2 is that is technology making us intellectually weaker or more intelligent? So I would like to have seen something, an example in your task 2 that was more along the lines, in very simplistic terms, I believe that technology is making us intellectually weaker. Take, for example, the dependent use on calculators. 20 years ago, then you could have like 20 years ago, recent research shows that 20 years ago, high school students could do basic adding and multiplication problems in their head. However, nowadays, the same level of high school students, 95% of them require a calculator to do those same simple multiplication and addition and subtraction problems. And the respondents cited that it is their dependent use on technology that has made them unable to do these in their head. That's one sort of very clear example about how technology is making us intellectually weaker. And then also, should humans adapt to technology or should technology adapt to us? Again, I thought you were on the right track with your P1 in terms of, maybe what you could have used. I liked your example about the cars with renewable fuel. So maybe there your point could have been, technology should be developed to adapt to the needs and desires that we want, and not to just be developed just for technology's sake. Take, for example, cars with renewable energy, such as electricity. Although the technology was developed, this technology has not been adapted among individuals. Thus, it's just been a waste of investment due to a waste of financial investment for a company who has developed a creation that humans did not want to adapt to. So I think you were on the right track with your P1 at least, but I think some of the more coherence and cohesion should have been better. Let's go ahead and read through it now that I've given some feedback on the task response, and let's look at what you have written in terms of just grammar, sentence structure, and lexical resource. The technological evolution must be used to stimulate human development. When applying new technologies in life, people are encouraging companies to create and innovate more. Moreover, the willingness to use new technology causes people to be interested in learning until they get older. This essay will analyze, no S there, both statements, giving examples to demonstrate points. Yeah, I thought this was pretty good. I still would like it to have been a little more clear what your point of view was. So keeping to the structure of just an overall statement at the beginning, and then your point of view, so I know exactly what you're going to be talking about in the essay. First and foremost, good transition there. No article needed in front of society. First and foremost, society should be prepared to follow the development of new technologies. So I guess here what you're saying is that by that sentence you're saying that humans should adapt to technology and not the other way around. But I didn't feel that's what your example was about, so there's a disconnect there between your sentence that says society should adapt to technology, and then here or later on you should say technology should adapt to humans. So two different ideas there. So I think, to relate to your idea, I would say first and foremost, companies should only develop new technologies that humans are interested in using. And then here, there are devices that would be useful for the always growing population in the world being underestimated due to people conservatism. Yeah, I lost a little confusion here. Maybe you could say here there are many devices that are created that just aren't useful for today's population, or that are just aren't accepted in today's population due to people's conservatism. Take, for example, and then here, instead of however, take, for example, people who are not interested in using such innovations that are created. The downside is that companies lose interest and financial reason to develop new creations. For example, so examples can never be plural with an S, so it's never ever put an S for examples. It's always take for example, no S on example. For example, cars with renewable fuel, such as electricity, are not popular among consumers. Therefore, they are probably losing investments due to be improved and eventually got cheaper. Yeah, I lost some coherence and cohesion there as well. I would say therefore, who is they? They, what are we talking about there? Therefore, companies are probably losing money on their investments. Therefore, companies are probably losing money on their investments, trying to develop technologies that humans don't want to adapt to. Something to relate it back a little more to the task response there. Additionally, technology is improving people's lives, apostrophe S, especially for those who are interested in innovation when they get older. What is seen today is that people are still interested in learning and accessing information regularly, even after their retirement. We've used the word interested there and interested there, so do try to see if you can up your lexical resource score by not using the same words in the same paragraph so close together. You could say people are still wanting to learn and access information regularly even after their retirement. It is an example, a survey. So maybe you could say, take for example, a survey published by the American Communication Agency that says 52% of the new users, plural, of smartphones in 2016 are over the age of 55. I think that was a good example. It just is not very relevant to the task response here, Deborah. So we needed to have a response at how it's making them more intelligent, not the fact that there's more users. For example, like the one I gave that, a survey published by Technology Today showed that 95% of high school students can no longer calculate simple arithmetic and multiplication timetables in their head, and that they insist on using a calculator. Something like that would be more relevant to a task response. And then you just need some sort of concluding, summarizing sentence here that relates back to the task response. So maybe here you could say, it's clear from this example that technology is making us more intelligent. In conclusion, to encourage companies to invest in new technologies, the community should be able to adapt themselves and understand how new creations can improve their lives. Also, companies must perceive their importance in people's lives, including those who are learning how to use new devices at an older age. Yeah, I think that is okay, this last sentence, but again, it's not that relevant to the task response about is technology making us intellectually weaker or more intelligent. Okay, so a few things to work on here, mostly in the task response. Let's look at your task one. Okay, Deborah, I thought you did a pretty good job here of answering the task response, so let's go ahead and just read through it. Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing with regards, there's an S on that, to the position available to work in the sales department. I think we need to be a little more specific here. I'm writing with regards to the position, maybe the position you recently advertised in the Daily News about for a sales department manager at your company. Something a little more specific there. I am an enthusiastic person, always willing to learn. Moreover, I can easily adapt myself to large groups of workers, being able to encourage them to give their best. Good. The possibility to work at Sears, a company with unquestionable presence and acceptance in the market, makes me excited to learn and also to put all my experience in practice. Good. Talking briefly about my professional experience, I have managed sales departments at multinational companies, which has given me the ability to lead big teams. Being part of the Sears team, I will certainly add up the group in experience, knowledge, and determination. I'm not sure about this phrasing here. I will certainly add up the group. Being part of the Sears team, I would certainly, I think what you meant to say is, being part of the Sears team, I would certainly add to the group in experience, knowledge, and determination. I hereby attach my CV. Also, feel free to contact me for more information about my previous experiences and to schedule a meeting at your convenience. Thank you for your time and consideration, and I look forward to receiving your response. Yours faithfully, Deborah. Good, I thought this was really good, Deborah. You did a great job of answering the task response. There's some fantastic vocabulary throughout here. Often when people write their task one, they lose some of their vocabulary, but I think you've actually done a better job with your vocabulary here in your task one. Enthusiastic, multinationals, experience, knowledge, determination, convenience, consideration, unquestionable presence and acceptance. Fantastic job with your vocabulary here. A few grammatical things, but I thought this was a really good task one essay, Deborah. Great. As before, add any mistakes to your error list. Correct these two essays with the suggestions given. Go ahead and write the next two set of essays and then get back to me in one email your corrected essays, your two new essays and your error list, and I will get a look at them as soon as you can within 24 hours, but I know that you're busy. Okay? Have a good end to the week, and I look forward to seeing your next essay soon. Bye for now, Deborah.